That's what it is. She's getting older and she can't curl up as tight back there. I thought my butt was getting bigger. It's funny how your perception changes things. Hello, you guys. Come on in. Going to talk a little bit tonight about what's to expect in the up and coming energy. You guys kind of seem to like me to blog a little bit about it, talk about what's happening, and then follow up with the cards to kind of validate what may have been said. Most of you know we are in the middle or the beginning of Mercury retrograde. All right, Spirit, or if you're there, can I get you to take control of the light? Thank you. All right, there we go. Whoops. Wait a minute, we've got a Christmas light in the way. And I can't have anything interfere with that. All right, Spirit, do I have that adjusted for you? Oh, I did? Okay, I'm sorry. I will put it back. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. I guess I just have to trust in that I have it adjusted correctly. We are in the deep thralls of a Mercury retrograde. And we know that Mercury retrograde has an awful lot to do with electronics. It has to do with communications. It has to do with redoing things. That RE on retrograde means a lot of things have to be revisited that you do during a Mercury retrograde. If there's, you may have to rewrite a contract. You may have to regroup about something. You could be remorseful about doing something. So it is not a good time. We're also in, if that wasn't bad enough, we're also in a retrograde with Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto. They are all retrograde right now. And things are beginning to heat up this week, starting about the 12th. And I am recording this, I believe, on August the 11th. You will begin to feel the energy change. And a lot of you have been getting in touch with me about, you feel out of balance, or you feel like you've got vertigo, but you're not sure what's bringing this all on. And a lot of it is some of you that are empathic and very sensitive are feeling the change in the energy that's coming. I don't know why I have dry mouth. But some of you will experience being out of balance. You will experience dizziness. You just feel wonky in general. You will feel some confusion. One of the things that a lot of people are going to feel are anger. And I want to warn you against any kind of road rage. It is going to be one of that volatile time on keep going. Stay in your own lane, just keep going. Head down, keep going. So a lot of people will have a tendency to fly off the handle over the smallest things. So do what you can to walk the other way and just avoid conflict in general. You're going to see a lot more things come to light and transpire. Some of us are seeing another attempt on President Trump. And the experts, his own staff, his Secret Service staff, is predicting another attempt on him. So we may see that here in a couple of weeks. We may experience one of the weirdest transitions of office that we ever see. President Biden may succumb to his health for whatever reason, and she may have to take office for a very short period of time until there is an election, and then the real president will be decided. However, I want to warn you guys about being careful, because they are trying to divide this country right now at a horrible rate. I see families that are disconnecting and blocking each other from social media, and over these two presidents that don't give a rat's ass about you or I. Really? Do they know us by name? No. And I don't care how loving you think either candidate might be. Do they know us? No. So let's not go so deep into their personal lives. And don't choose sides. Don't choose sides. You know, it wasn't too long ago, I remember families did discuss political views, and it was kind of kept to themselves. And I knew an older husband and wife that they didn't even tell each other who they voted for. I don't know if it was just a big game for them, but it was always a matter of secret. And I thought, you know what, that's kind of cool. It's my opinion and my opinion only. But there are black ops and dark forces at work. And there always is, as far as time goes back. Whenever there's light, there's dark. You have to have that. So this right now, a lot of things are just going to come to a peak. I did mention about a lot. We would see some water events, some flooding. We are seeing that all over the place right now. I know in speaking with somebody, we talked about earthquakes and volcanoes. And, you know, anytime you have those double eclipses, yes. So we have some powerful events coming up in the weather. We are near the point of World War III. Entangled in with NATO in that mess. So there's a possibility and you hear me talk about it all the time, there's a possibility that it's going to interrupt our supply chain. We may not get some things. I have no idea. And I can't see how rough it's going to get as far as food on the shelves at the stores. I do agree that there's going to be a couple of days that we go without electricity, and for those days, we're not going to have anything. Without electricity, most stores cannot operate. No gas, no nothing. It will be like if the power's out, the world's almost going to shut down, and that's not going to be all over the world. Sorry, I said it that way. It could be very sporadic, and we are seeing that because of some weather conditions right now. However, there are and I don't know why I can't find the right word for this, other than the fact that it is Mercury retrograde and it has a lot to do with my communications here. Um, and I think it's because Spirit's trying to keep me away from the topic. Because if I get too political, and it really whacks me in the algorithms. So there are just forces at work that are going to, all of this kind of catastrophic stuff's going to blend in or connect to what's going on and what they're trying to maneuver. We're also going to see we're also going to see a huge change in the use of money. They are trying to get us to a world currency or a digital crypto, Bitcoin. You know what? I did a few years in finance, and I don't know anything about it, and I won't profess to. I was a little skeptical about it myself. I didn't invest in it at all. It was a little scary for me, like, to not be able to see something tangible for it. Who has it? Where's it at? I mean, you're saying it's there, but document, prove that to me. So the world may eventually go to a central type of banking, and we could have all one monetary unit. At least that's what the world is working on. We have some global elites that are trying very much to create that new world order, and that is part of it. We have Chinese in our country that have bought a big portion of our American farmland. We are pretty dependent on China. Our cell phones come from them. I have quite a few friends that are nursing, and they all tell me that we get all of our medications, all our important medications, and most of them work in like hospitals and nursing home kind of environments. That all that medication comes from China. It's got all those other companies' labels on them, but it all comes from over there. How smart are we that we trust our drugs, our medications, to coming from them? So, I always talk to you guys about taking your health in your own control too, and that's where I'm getting with that. Make sure you give some herbal things a try, and adjusting your vitamins. Go with something natural for you before you get too involved in medications. My own son, the oldest son, I don't know that I have a picture of him anywhere around. He kind of competed in World's Strongest Man kind of stuff, and he developed MS. He had some tingling in his feet and little neuropathy starting, and he couldn't feel, a little bit of a dull kind of an ache going on in his legs, and he was diagnosed with MS. And he was, like I said, he competed in same type of event as World's Strongest Man. He deteriorated real fast after they diagnosed him. He called me one night and he said, "Mom," he says, I'm reading the warning label, and it is saying that all of these symptoms that I have now are what's associated with the drug." And I said, "Don't read that, it'll just worry you." Well, he was right. And he was just about having, he was having grand mal seizures. He lost a tremendous amount of weight, every bit 75 pounds. He was having a tough time. I thought I was going to lose a third son. Anyway, he decided to get off all those pharmaceuticals and take a more natural approach. And he has been in remission for quite a few years now. Natural herbs, vitamins, making sure, taking his diet even more serious than ever. And he is just about back to his peak of health. I've been scrolling pictures here as I talk. I kind of want to give you a picture of this guy that I'm talking about. But there are natural ways to kind of go at any condition. They are finding such great results with natural treatments for, oh, good gravy, Mercury retrograde won't let me. Oh, it took me to my other son. Why did it do that? Okay. All right. Daniel, are you around? I was trying to find my other strongman son. Of course, you can't see that right there, can you? And it took me to my dead son, or deceased son, Daniel. Oh, they don't care. If you guys have ever come to any of my grief groups, after a while, I try to make a little bit of light and humor, and it is well received when I do it. Okay. Natural causes to the left, old age to the right, suicides in the middle. But I love my people. And I kind of group them all together like that, just so that the family can begin to see that they're, you know what, doesn't make any difference what your person did die from. They're all received in heaven. I heard the best analogy of that this week, and if pets can go to heaven and they never followed Jesus, then that means everybody goes, right? Okay. We answer for a lot of things there, though. What else did I want to touch on? Oh, as a result of this energy changing too, a lot of you are going to be getting I guess more frequency downloads. Your intuition's going to be getting a little stronger, okay? And that's all that means when you hear people talk about, you know, where they're getting a download. We get tidbits of information. We increase, we're able to do a little more something somewhere. So with that energy changing, a lot of you are going to be feeling this more, things more intensely and more amplified. You may have a little more sleepless nights and be awakened more by your loved ones and your spirit guides. And yes, they are around us all the time, whether we know it or not. We are never alone. We will probably be you'll experience a lot more ear ringing through a time like this when the energy is changing. You'll feel some tingling in the arms and the fingers sometimes when the frequency changes. I have no idea why I just brushed my teeth too before we sat down. But we will be experiencing a lot of more intense things to come. Just the overall feeling. You will, like I said, ear ringing. You will feel a little out of balance, a little wonky, a little bit of confusion when you're trying to put a thought together, not being able to string a thought together. And Mercury happens to be my ruling planet, and it literally makes me look like a blubbering idiot sometimes when I sit down to try to do a video. All right. I am going to go ahead and pull some cards and see if that validates anything that I said. Yeah, we're going to continue to see those weather conditions rolling around. It's going to get more intense. We're going to have some more flooding. There's going to be more storms. There's going to be more fires. Holy moly. So it is going to be more intense that way atmospherically. The political atmosphere also is going to be more intense. Don't get caught up in this crap. Let that shit go. Like I said, don't let it divide your house. United we stand. Just don't talk politics. All right, Spirit, a couple more here. All right, that'll do it. Yeah. King of Wands. We've got some fellas sitting around, old guys with their war clubs, pounding the table because it is profitable for them when we are at war. Knight of Swords. However, the cavalry's coming. Never fear. The Knight in the White Horse comes in. He's got this sword of truth. In this case, this metaphorically and intuitively to me actually means Jesus on a white horse with the sword of truth. Make sure you don't lose sight of the important things. Don't be afraid to turn to Jesus. He is in spirit for all of us. All you have to do is call him in, just like I call in other spirits. He's not a parlor trick, trust me. But he is there for all of us. Go to him first before you come to me, okay? We have the Five of Swords that came up. Yeah, there is the possibility of some fighting. That five is to represent the change that is going to happen. There's going to be some hurt feelings and some hardship here for some people. As long as they keep the fighting, there's no way to keep the fighting. It needs to go away. We just need peace. We will prevail here. Things will be okay. We've got the Six of Wands. That's riding away in victory on a white horse. That's not to say that it doesn't come without work. We are going to have to strive to get there. We're going to have to work our way through this muck and this mire. The first two cards that came out that I kind of flinched on was Two of Cups and I want some of you to take your medical conditions into thought when you're preparing for any outage. I just feel the need to have to point this out to you. Don't be taking that time to try any new herbals. If you're on the prescription, stick with it. But you may need to stock up a little bit. I'm not sure how insurance allows you to do that, but you need to figure a way out to get a few extra ahead. Perhaps your doctor will help you with the insurance and the paperwork on that. God bless them. And that very first card that came out was the Death card. Yeah, there is going to be a lot of transformation that is going to happen. The analogy that I often use is about the forest fire. Some of you are probably getting tired of hearing me say that. But I feel like there's a lot of things that literally need to burn to the ground before they can rise again. But I think we got this, though. I'm pretty sure we have this. We've survived before, and we will muscle through. All right, I did grab another deck just for shits and giggles here to see if I get any validating energy. Okay. Not validating those cards, but validating what we did talk about. We have the High Priestess card. This is a reminder of what I mentioned about your intuition at this time. You could be feeling all out of sorts as your intuition, and everybody's got intuition. Hunters have it, fishermen have it, mothers have it. Everybody's got some of it, but everybody's will be getting a little more intense. It'll make everybody feel a little more edgy, so please be careful. That Hangman is saying, take the time to look at it from somebody else's perspective. This is also a card from time to time, intuitively for me, comes up as a warning about a DUI. So for some of you, I want you to be careful that you don't overdo in drinking or indulging at all through this next few weeks. It is going to be intense, clear through election time. We have Two of Pentacles. Everybody's feeling a little out of balance. Clear down to your pocketbook. Financially, everybody's feeling a little more of a burden. Just tighten up the wallet a little bit. Get yourself on a budget now before everything goes to hell in a handbasket. Don't do any extravagant spending. Keep yourself reeled in that way. Just take care of just the absolute basics. It's time to live like you're Amish for a little bit. Just to kind of get ready for it. And we have the Fool card. That Fool is not about being made a fool of. That is, do you see the sun behind him? It's a brand new day. It's a brand new beginning. We're going to come out of this on the other side fine. No big deal. All right, there you have it, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I get a little long when I do the blog ahead of time, but I never leave you that I don't bless you with love and light. See you soon.